Yeah, morning, good evening, or good night, depending on what time you're watching this. It's Nathan here, and it's time for my newest guide. So, this is just going to be a short guide on the things which you may want to know for King of the Hill, which you may not already know, what things you may want to focus on. Just a short guide on a few little things to help you guys understand it a little bit better. Okay, without further ado. Okay, guys, so we'll start off with how much the buildings are worth. Now, for the first 20 minutes, your main focus should be these three buildings, which I'm about to show you. So, if you notice, it's the ones with the little tower above them. The reason being is because there's three of these on each side. Now, each one of these three are going to be worth 600 points. So, as you can see from the top bit, we're currently only getting 60 points. Now, these buildings are all worth 600 each. Now, this is the spots where all 9 of them will be. So you've got 3 on one side, 3 on each one of the sides. They're the most important ones for the first 20 minutes. Now we'll go over the other buildings. Okay, guys, after the 3 most important ones, the ones which are worth 600 points per minute for the first 20 minutes, you've obviously got your next important ones, which are the urban expresses. These are the ones which are just before you get to the center junction. Each one of these ones are worth 180 points per minute each. Then you've got the tiny little ones, which are usually found between 2 of the bigger ones. These ones are each worth 60 points per minute. So these ones are the minor ones which don't impact the game quite so much. But after that, you do have these slightly bigger ones which are worth 120 points per minute. Now, if I just change over to this image, this is the image which I've made, which shows you all of the buildings and how much they're worth for the first 20 minutes. So obviously you've got the red ones which are worth 600 points each per minute. You've got the orange ones which are 180 points per minute. You've got the green ones which are 120 and the light blue ones which are 60. So then you can prioritize which ones are the most important ones and where you should be focusing. Okay guys, now 20 minutes have passed, you have finished stage 1 and you're now on to stage 2. At stage 2, these 3 buildings open up, A28, B28 and C28. Now these buildings here are all worth 1,800 points per minute each. So in total that's 5,400 points per minute. Now if you compare those to the buildings beforehand, these are now worth the same amount as all 3 of the red ones combined. So you have one here, one just over there, and one up the top. They're the yellow squares. Obviously, you've still got the center square, which will open up at the last 20 minutes. That one is also worth 1,800 points per minute. Okay, guys, so this is the center building. This is the one which most people try to control because not just does it give you 1,800 points per minute, but as you can see, Final Occupier gets an extra 50,000 points on top of what they already have. So, if you notice on here, you've got 14 blue and 12 green inside here. Then you've got 7 grey. Now, the grey ones are the infected, which currently control the building. You have to knock them out before you take control of the building. Now, the reason why this is so important is it's nothing to do with how many of them you actually kill. So as you can see, obviously a load of the blue ones are killing them, but then you see some green ones. So if you scroll down ever so slightly, this is the bit which is most important. It's not how many of them your team kills, it's who gets the last kill. So as you can see, the green are the ones which are actually going to be getting the final kill of the building. There may be more blue in there, but because the green are going to be getting the final kill, once this actually finishes, you will notice that it just showed you. You will notice that green actually take final occupancy. Now, as I said, the reason why green take final occupancy is because it is the one which gets the final kill. Okay, so it's very important to try to make sure that your team is the one which is getting the final kill. They rotate every single time they go round. So once one of your players has finished their combat, they go to the bottom of the list. So it'll be the 10th person who gets inside there, which actually takes occupancy. This applies to the other 3 side buildings as well, which everyone is trying to speed in to try and fight for. The person who kills the last one, because they're the ones which are finishing it off, they're the ones which will take control of the building. So you will have to be aware of that. Okay. Okay, guys, the next thing I am going to be talking about is advancing and retreating. Now, to be able to advance or retreat, you must have 5 people in combat before you. Now, as you can see, there are 9 people inside this building, but because I have only got 2 in front of me before it is my turn to fight, I cannot advance or retreat, because then it will be my turn to fight. Once I have 4, I will go to the back of the list, and then all the people who are behind me will be in front of me. I'll have more than 5 people in front of me. Then I will be able to advance or retreat. It doesn't matter whose territory you are in, but once there are 5 people in front of you, then you'll be able to advance or retreat, depending on what one you're wanting to do. Okay, guys, the next thing we will be going over is assigning players. So when you assign a player, they will be getting extra food per minute, as you can see on the right hand side. Top right, it tells you how much food they'll be getting. Now, you do want to be careful. As you can see how much food people have. So if someone has 1,000,000 points, you can probably move that building on to someone else. You don't need to leave it on them, because other people may be needing the food more than the person who is holding that building. So make sure you are aware. If you do click the auto assign, it will just fill up the gaps on whichever buildings do not have someone assigned, and it will just put the strongest player who isn't holding a building as the person who is assigned to give them some food. Now, the third thing you can be using your extra food on is the horn. So I don't have any up there, but there's a button just down here where you can use the horn. If it is your turn to fight, you can speed that fight along. It'll change that fight between 10 seconds to 1 second. So if you need someone to quickly get kicked out to be able to change the building so you can control it, or you just need to speed it along for any other reason, you can use that. It does cost 25,000 food, so it is expensive to use. Okay, guys, I hope this guide helps you understand the game a little bit better. Obviously, the game has just came out, so there may be changes to be able to improve the gameplay or improve the game itself. So don't hold down just to this alone. As I said, it could change over time to try to make it better. At the moment, I'm really enjoying it, and I hope you guys are enjoying it just as much. I wish you the best of luck in your next couple of fights, and thank you all for watching. Much love, everyone. Have a good night.